Yes, hi, salam, shalom to everyone. Here, Daniel again, One Love Caravan. I will talk a little bit about history, okay, and about the origins of the movement One Love Caravan and what it's all about. Okay, again, I telling you that I grew up in Switzerland, okay, and Switzerland is very heavy thing. So, what is from coming? Who founded Switzerland? Okay, Switzerland is founded by the Knights Templars, right? So the Knights Templars, it's the ones who made the Crusades and all these things, you know. Like it's not good people. Again, just to simplify the things, the Knights Templars is a Satanist order of knights, okay? And these people, they went to Jerusalem, to the Temple of Solomon, okay, Shlomo, Suleiman. That's why they call the Knights Templars, because of the Temple of Solomon, right? So, with this knowledge they found on the Temple of Solomon and in Jerusalem, so they got Kabbalistic, they got occult knowledge, occult, not really occult, but they stole knowledge from this African culture, yeah, from the king, Solomon in this case, right? So they stole knowledge, and they use it then for themselves, right? Without then they hide the knowledge, right? This is why the people are called occultists, yeah, because they hide the knowledge, and they use it only for themselves, right? So they don't teach the truth to the people, for sure, to keep them in the matrix, right? So this kind of people called the Knights Templars. I will just put a little light on the thing. The Knights Templars now, so they founded Switzerland. Why I'm saying that and why is it relevant? Yeah, it is very relevant because so years ago there was many videos about conspiracy and about the masonry and all these things, So again, just to know that all this, the masonry and all this occult, this organization, it's coming from the Knights Templars, in fact. So the European masonry, it's coming from the Knights Templars. Right? The Knights Templars now they built Switzerland, so they found Switzerland to be a banking land, because the Knights Templars they founded banking, so they invented banking in this sense, right? So again, yeah. So what happened is that I grew up there, okay, studying also all this occult, right? So I can tell you the internet. They invented the internet in Geneva, right there in CERN. It's called CERN, and also the pharma industry is in Switzerland, right? The banks is in Switzerland, right? So also the food industry, like Nestle, right, is in Switzerland. And if you see that Switzerland is also like this kind of families like Rothschild and all this, also from Switzerland, right? And the money, again, the banking is from Switzerland. All the gold is the mountains in Switzerland. There's full of bunkers there, and it's full of gold, okay? So they stole everything everywhere because Switzerland has actually no resources at all. So what they do there is a kind of witchcraft, big time, okay? So what they do in CERN, okay? What they do in with the Gotthard tunnel and all this, why they make tunnels in the mountains and all these kind of things. With what they do actually, okay? Again, it's evil, it's war, because this country has no resources, okay? And if you study really history, you study geopolitics, you check it out, I can tell you, okay? So I will not go deeper into this just now. I will just tell you, if someone has questions about Switzerland, about the occult, all right, about masonry, about energy manipulation, okay, about evil, and the good and the evil, yeah, we can go deeper in that, okay? You can ask me, you just call me and you can ask me. You can ask me questions, no problem. I'm here to answer questions because I know, stuff. I will tell you why I know. Okay, my grandfather, he was one, he's not so rich anymore, but he was one of the richest people in Switzerland years ago, and he produced microchips, right? So this whole technology, the digital technology and all these things, yeah. So I know what I'm talking about. The other side is the other way around. Okay, I also left Switzerland again. My father is from Portugal. I lived in Portugal, and there is also very, very important to understand the history then of Portugal, you know, and because Portugal again, Portugal is very new, as Portuguese. It's not no ethnic group, nothing like this. It's something created. It's created, and this has some 800 years, right? Again, when they founded Switzerland some 800 years ago, they founded Portugal, right? So very important happenings some 800 years ago, right? 1291 when they founded Switzerland, yeah. Also there was, for example, Lalibela in Ethiopia was built around this time period. So very important to see that there was a reconquista, the so-called the reconquest here happening at the Peninsula Iberica. This is called the Iberian Peninsula. So this is actually it's from the Hebrews. There's the Hebreia. Okay, so it's from the Yehudis, right? So at this time we always had a lot of Jews, Yehudis, you know, so Semitic, Afro-Semitic people here. At the time of King Solomon, okay, they say that in the south of Portugal there was one of the biggest ports in the whole Mediterranean. It would call Tres Pozos, and they would again, it's called the Hebrean Peninsula, right? So again, this is actually Africa here. So the Iberian Peninsula is Africa. It was always Africa. It is the Celtics, the Celt Iberer, like we say, this Celtibericus, yeah, they're coming originally from Africa, you know, and then later on they come the Roman Empire conquered these areas, but the Roman Empire falls. Then they come again. The Moors come. Gibraltar is the Jebel al Tariq, means this is the stone of Tariq. Tariq was Amazigh, so it means he was from Africa. He was originally from Ethiopia. So he came here, okay, because they were called the Visigoths, you know, they called people from here. They called the Moors as a help, okay, and this Moorish, let's say, empire, or how you ever want to call it, called Al-Andalus, okay, in the south of Portugal, where we coming from, actually, it's called Algarve. It's coming from Al-Harb Al-Andalus. So Al-Harb, it means the west. It's the west from Al-Andalus. So I have made by myself, okay, this flag. Okay, this is the carob tree. The carob tree. This is inspired, you know, by nature, you know, by Neter, you know, it's inspired by Jah, you know, because this, what we have there in the Algarve, it's full of carob trees, Alpha robeiras. It's full of Alpha roba, the Alpha roba, you know. So here we go, the Algarve, you know, Al-Harb Al-Andalus, and this always Al-Andalus here, the south, almost the whole peninsula Iberica, yeah. So, and this Al-Andalus, this African civilization, yeah, they brought the Renaissance to Europe, okay, and this is no doubt about that, okay. So there was no soap here before the Moors, the Al-Andalus brought the soap here, for example. There were a lot of, again, had the Muslim tradition, they had the Jewish tradition, they had many African traditions, and they were big astronomers, good astronomers, and they were also good alchemists, and they were good poets and studied people, you know. So this was a problem for the ones in the Vatican, yeah, right? So the ones in the Vatican, again, Vatican is Rome, it's Rome who adapted, who stole Christianity. They say this tradition of the Christ, yes, this fashion, these rituals. They stole the rituals, and they continue. Okay, they turn everything around. They paint everyone white, right? Where originally they were black, and then they go and conquer. Again, they conquer the Iberian Peninsula from the north. So these knights, again, like the Knights Templars, yeah, this kind of knights, so-called Christian knights, it's not, it's satanic, they stole the signs and the symbols from Africa. They come in the name of the Christ, but it's all turned around, and they come here from the north, from the peninsula, and they conquer this Al-Andalus civilization, the Moors, right? So from this conquest, Spain, the kingdom of Spain and the kingdom of Portugal is coming out. So also the language, like Spanish and Portuguese, it's based on, again, it's a fusion of Latin languages like French and Italian, because you must know what kind of language did these knights who came from the north, what did they speak? They spoke French, and they speak Italian, and they speak English as well, and they speak German, you know, they speak the languages, they already existed, right? But these languages then mixing with the Arab, but also, like I would say, the Darija, you know, the Amazigh, the Arabia, and also the Yehudit, and all this mixed together, it creates Spanish. Also we have in Barcelona, this area, it's called Catalonia. Yeah, we have the language of Catalan. It's also Valenciano. It's Catalan. Okay, it's a dialect which is older than Spanish and Portuguese. So you can imagine kind of a Catalan mixing with Darija from Morocco, right? So you get then to Spanish and to Portuguese. That's what actually happened. So these languages, they are not older than 800 years. And out of these languages, also then they come the Creole language, like for example in Cabo Verde, they speak Portuguese Criollo, no? Yeah, and they speak in, again, like they speak in Jamaica, Patois, it's English Criollo, and the only languages which are younger than the Portuguese and the Spanish, let's say, is this Criollo, the Creole language. Yeah, they have some, again, they came with the slave trade, all right? But before, actually, also we can say, if this is already Africa here, the peninsula, right? Isn't it that already the slave trade started here? The you know what I mean? The invasion, the colonization of Africa, it already started here, because this is already Africa, the Iberian Peninsula. You see what I mean? So it means they conquered this, and they conquered the Al-Harb, Al-Andalus, the west of Al-Andalus. What they made Portugal out of it. They made Portugal, I mean the port of Gallia. Okay. So again, Gallia is a kind of, you know, it's a kind of area. It's like they speak Gaulish in England, there in this kind of island. Gaulish, you know, it's coming from. It's a people, right? It's also it's a region, okay? And they put the Al-Harb al-Andalus. They changed it to the port of Gallia, you know. Which falsely, you know, there is also then this kind of patriarchy, how do you call it, patriot stories. Now, people, they say that Portugal, it comes because it's the portador do cáliz and all this stuff, you know. Forget about that. It's really evil, you know. Portugal and Spain, it's coming from the Reconquista. Before there was no racism going on here on this planet. In fact, check it out. Even in the Roman Empire, the color of a man's skin would not import so much. In Al-Andalus, the color of a man's skin would not import so much. That's why many times we don't really know what kind of complexion a man had at the time, because it was not really important. And you had also, like you have it nowadays in North Africa, look how they mix. Look, myself, look, people, there's also like a lot of misunderstanding about this all kind of, let's say, skin color, right? So, nowadays white people refer as Europeans, and I get actually offended, because I see I'm white, and I'm kind of white, kind of very white. I have blue eyes, and I'm even especially white, So, but I'm not European at all. Europeia, this is like Greek, Hellenistic Greek kind of culture, has nothing to do with myself, right? So if I'm German from tribe, Germanic, okay, so I'm a German, I'm a Speerman, I'm a free man on the land. I'm actually, Amazigh, who mixed with Hebrew. Yeah, that's true. You have to study the linguistics and you have to study the history. Okay, so if we're just Ethiopian tribes here. We were just Ethiopian tribes conquered by Babylon here. Again, it's just the north of Africa here. This so-called Europe, it's a lie. Again, Europe is not a continent. Geologically, it's not a continent. It's a fantasy. And they put the border through Turkey and Russia. It's a fantasy. These people, it's the wicked people, actually. It's the pedophiles. Check it out. It's the Satanists, no doubt. The visions of Daniel now. Check it out. What is the visions of Daniel saying? That Babylon turns Persia, turns Greece, turns Rome, and Rome, the Vatican is this horn who grows, this horn full of, small little horn full of blasphemy. And again, as we know, that the Vatican did the worst in the world, right? So the Inquisition now, it's this, everyone who was not Catholic had to be tortured to death, okay? Or he converted to Catholicism, or he had to be tortured to death. That was the culture here. That's what Spanish culture and Portuguese culture coming out of. And I can telling you, that's why they eat the pig everywhere and drink the alcohol and glorify the evil, with the Semana Santa and all these things. So I know very well what I'm talking about, okay? The Ku Klux Klan, the origin of the Ku Klux Klan, it's coming from this Capirote, from the Semana Santa. It's the one who made the Inquisition. It's the ones who made the Reconquista. So it's very serious. Okay, what we're talking about when we talk about history. Okay, so if I identify myself as a human being, and humanity come out of Africa, and they come out of Ethiopia, and I by myself, okay, I know I want to go back there, okay, because that is actually where we all coming from. And here we go. As we have designed this, we have also designed this. This is for the education. It is with the Ashanti symbol here, which saying actually, it's meaning that if you don't know it, you can know it from learning. It's saying here, and you will see the lamb and the lion here laying together, like this is described in the Bible. So that in the kingdom of God, you see that the lion and the lamb, they will stay together. I can tell you something about this, for sure, it's like this, that on a farm, for example, the farmer has many animals, different animals, and because the farmer is like the boss of all these animals, the animals, they live in peace together, right? Isn't it? So if the human really does his duty here on earth, this the kingdom of God is really that the lion and the lamb and the human and all this, we can stay together, This is real. You have to think about it. You can have a cat and a dog. You have together. They play together. Yeah. Maybe if we would not bring them together, they would not play together, right? So it has to do with the kingdom of God. Here you see the book. You see the books have been opened. The seals have been opened. The books have been opened. All these things. So what we doing now? It is again, we have here, we are in contact with the Ethiopian World Federation, which is here founded 1937 by Malaku Emmanuel Beyen, which was a diplomat. He was sent by Kedamawi Haile Selassie out of Ethiopia to go to United States of America. In 37 he founded the Ethiopian World Federation because Ethiopia was occupied by Mussolini and the Fascista. So this is all like very important stuff I'm telling you. So yes, I thank you very much for watching. Next time we continue with the history lesson about Europe and yes, I thank you for watching. One love.